painting this sun painting in Madhubani style. So let's add some more colors. You have seen we have done the main motif, which is the sun. I have added a little shades of mandala or patterns of mandala into this. So now let's add more colors. I'm going to color the base since I'm trying to portray a sky. I'm going to use a lighter shade of blue, and on top of that we're going to add a little darker shade. But before that, let's color the light blue color. Let's take the light blue color. I'm using a flat brush. You can use any brush available. So let's start from the corner. We have to be very careful while coloring it. I'm using a broad brush. This brush is a 4 number brush. I'm not adding any water. This color already have a light consistency. It's little watery. We'll be careful on the corners. If you want, you can use a dark shade and then highlight it with light shade, but I would want to do it the other way. I want to give it a sky look where I have a beautiful sun in the sky, and then I'm going to add in a little add-ons. So this is a acrylic sky blue color that I'm using, a light blue color. Make sure your paint is not patchy. Don't do a very thick coat, just do a light one, and maybe then we can come back and do another one, else it will look patchy. Coloring the background is always tricky because you think it's a bright big surface, but be cautious, especially at the corners. Be very careful. Once my first layer is dried up, I'm going to add another layer of paint. If you feel on the corners you're not very comfortable, take a round brush. I'm using directly from the paint bottle. I'm not adding any water to this. We have to be very precautionary, especially on the corners. The benefit of using any paper or a book is that you can always rotate your sheet. The challenge comes when it's a canvas, a bigger canvas, or if it is a wall. So that's a little tricky. You can just leave the corners. We can use a round brush if you're not very, you think it's a little tricky or tough. Just leave the corners. We can use a thin brush. I'm using colors by acrylic colors by Fevicryl. You can use any sorts of paints available. You can create this black and white. You can use your own creativity. You can add crayons, pencil colors, poster colors. Thank you people for showing some love. Hi Sakshi, thank you for joining in. Always outline first and then fill in the color. Do the tough part and then you can play around. That's how I always think. Good to know that you love to draw, Sakshi. Do share some images what you have created. You can find me on Instagram with the same name, FolkArtbyKanika. Do share your artwork. I would love to see what you have created. If you want, you can add up, once it's nicely dried up, you can add another layer. Coloring it is a background is always, tricky, because when there is a wider surface, there are a lot more chances of, getting a patchy paint. So in that case, you can always do is you can do 2 layers of paint. One could be a good thick amount of paint, and then could be a little watery paint. You can find a lot more paintings on my Instagram account or my YouTube channel, Sakshi. You can go out, check my account. You will find a lot more paintings, all kinds of folk art paintings that I've created. I have done a lot of online sessions also where I have taught how to create those artwork. So I'm sure it will be a little helpful for you. You can check out my, if you don't have an Instagram account, that's okay. You have this YouTube account. You can go and check out my YouTube channel. You will find a lot of paintings, different artworks, live sessions that I've done. Which city are you from, Sakshi? Be very, very careful, especially on the corners. Oh, good to see you. You are from West Bengal. Thank you so much for joining in, Flamingo. Hi, Flamingo. I am from Delhi, Sakshi. You can find me in Delhi. You can find my all my artwork in the different, you know, places. You can find it on Pinterest. You can find it on YouTube, Instagram. Thank you so much, Flamingo, for asking him. I am doing really very well. Hope you are doing well too. Sakshi, good to know it's your birthday today. I wish you a very, very happy birthday. Have a great day. Enjoy. I'm so happy to be a part of your day. After this, I'm going to post this picture. Don't forget to write in there. I really wish everyone from my, entire YouTube family wishes you a very, very happy birthday. So do send a hi. Oh, it's sad to know that you have a exam today and tomorrow. All the best for your exam. Study well. See, we have to be very, very careful, especially on the corners. We don't want too many layers, so be, careful on the corners. The best part about acrylic colors is that they form a non-absorbent layer. Thanks, Akshi. Glad to know you like some other painting as well. Do let me know in the comment section which one is your favorite now. Which one you would like to recreate. Here we are, done with the base color. Isn't it looking like a beautiful sky? A bright sky with a bright sun in the center. Now let's add color to our background. To the border actually. Yes, I'm using a GSM 200 book. You can use any art book initially. It's not necessary you have to go and buy a GSM 300 or a 200 book. You can buy a simple art file, which is good for as a practicing for you. once you start doing things professionally, you can go for a little better stationery. Initially, it's okay, you can use a lot more simpler stationery. Now let's add some yellow and orange to this. I initially planned to add a little green, but then I thought it will be too colorful and I don't want that to happen. So I want it to be a very subtle, painting. It should not be very vibrant. Maybe I can get it framed a little black color. Now let's start. Alternatively, I'm going to color it yellow. Again, I'm not using any amount of water, just very, very little to make my brush go smooth. Okay, see you next time. Bye, Sakshi. It's always nice to interact with people while you are painting. Big thank you to all of you people who take out time from your busy schedule. So you can see now it's adding a little more yellow vibe onto this. One very important question after you finish your painting is, which color of frame should you use? It should be contrasting, it should be, similar, it should be black, it should be brown. This is, for me, this is one of the most toughest question, because that is decides how well the entire look of your painting is going to come like. I don't want a very transparent color, so I'm using a thick coat of paint, and that's how you spread what paint on your sheet. That's okay, that's keep on happening, I believe. Okay, so now let's move on to the other side. I'm moving from the bottom to the top. These repetitive lines that I've created in the border are something which is very unique and iconic in a Madhubani painting. So whenever you see such lines, you can easily differentiate between different art forms. That this painting is a Madhubani artwork. Carefully outline and then fill in. This escapes your chance of putting out paint outside the lines. Cool, now let's move on to the next side. While my light blue color dries up, we are working on the border. There's an endless possibility of adding more patterns to this, more colors to this, but we're going to try and keep it simple. Now let's move towards our right. Since my light blue color is still a little wet, I'm trying not to put my hand over it. Outline and color. It's very important how you put your your hand. Still the other paints are not dried up, still wet. A few more to go. And the last one. Now next color we're going to use is a shade of orange. Let's start. But before that, make sure your brush is nice and clean. So I hope you can get a glimpse of what I've done till now. So I'm going to come back tomorrow and add a little more colors to this and give it a final look. Thank you so much for watching.